Hello, buddy. Welcome back. I'm the Strategy Professor. Doing a Jhin coaching session on patch 10.8. So special thanks to Sammy for the generous donation. I really appreciate it.
First blood.
If you'd like a coaching session, sorry, I was just looking up the top there at First Blood. If you'd like a coaching session yourself, just email me at thestrategyprofessor@gmail.com. Let me know what you have in mind, or come by the stream. Talk about it. We stream every night on YouTube. Traditionally, we start around 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Lately, because of the new sort of schedule with the virus and everything going on, having to take care of my daughter during the day, I've been starting closer to midnight. And then we're going a bit later till like 4 a.m. or so. Usually about 4 or 5 hour stream. Very chill, wonderful community. I'm streaming right now, so you might hear me talking with the chat a little bit as well. Yeah, if you'd like that, just come by, let us know. It's just $25 if you're not a channel member and $20 if you are a channel member. If you just want to watch some coaching sessions, and I have a whole playlist of over 200 coaching sessions you can watch for free anytime. I store all of the past coaching sessions on that playlist of people that are cool with it that I coach, which is almost everybody. Some people like the private coaching without sharing, but most people are happy to have it on that list. If you want the private, we can do that too. But anyways, okay, let's go ahead and get in here. So y'all should be able to go aggressive here eventually. Now they do have more minions in use. So they are going to hit 3 first. So be careful for that. I mean, they don't have like a super dangerous level 3, but at the same time, you do want to be careful. Okay, thanks, Hylian. I appreciate it. Okay, he missed his Q. Y'all can trade. Now, Nami's playing really far back, though, so you gotta be careful. But yeah, y'all should be able to muscle them here. Okay, it's good. Oh, wait, no, they got you. I thought you got them. Okay, yeah, I don't know about that flash forward because, like, a lot of the minions were hitting you. I got confused there. Yeah, I mean, you really, you don't want to go into that many minions, and if you're gonna flash, you need to flash if you flash the Alistar W, like if you anticipate that Alistar is gonna W and you flash his W, then I think that could have been good. But if you get hit by the W anyways, like, there's nothing really that you're dodging by flashing, and you're just putting yourself closer to the minions. So. Oof, that's close. Oh. Let's say, I hope she doesn't chase into that bush and get baited. Yeah, you're right, losing the vision is pretty rough. You maybe just have to let that go, or just start hitting the Alistar and just, like, run the Alistar down. If Kai'Sa's that low, she's gonna have to leave. And then you could have just, like, autoed the Alistar and made him leave too, and then you could have had a nice little freeze outside your tower, even if you didn't get any kills. And you could have gained a little bit of a CS advantage and experience advantage while they back. But sometimes just taking little small wins like that is fine. You don't have to always get the kill. If they're really low, you can just take the experience advantage and the gold advantage. Especially when it's pushing into you like that, because it is dangerous, like I said, to fight them in those minions, because minions do a lot of damage early on. But then you have an opportunity to freeze outside the tower if it's pushing into you. Will they nerf Nami? I'm not sure. Does someone have a list? Someone told me there was like a tweet. I was looking at Surrender at 20 earlier, but I didn't see a link. They've just been tweeting out what they're wanting to change. If someone knows the has Riot done a tweet yet this week about what they're going to change next week? Does anyone know? If someone can figure it out, let me know. No, that's my ping watching this right now. Is 7 milliseconds on their client. It's not, I don't think that's Sammy's ping. Because the FPS is changing. Like well, I guess the FPS could be changing on his computer too. I think that's my ping though. Maybe. I don't know for sure. Actually, no, it wouldn't be my ping because it's not... Well, I'm not on the client, but I am online, like streaming right now. But yeah, I wouldn't have... I don't know. Maybe that is Sammy's ping. It wouldn't make any sense for it to be my ping watching a replay, I guess. Nami is very strong right now, yeah. I think she's #1 support under, like, Master. Master, like, you start getting into some weird stuff. It's, you know, it's still mostly going to be, like, your Threshes and Nautilus and all that stuff, but... I don't think she's like super OP or anything, but I do think that she is a bit on the strong side. She's, you know, I have a bad win rate. Well, it's one of my worst win rates. I think I might have a negative win rate on her versus Rakan. Best days have 120. Yeah, I think this is like me or something. Somehow I have 7 ping. I'm not really sure. Yeah, Sammy in chat says he has 120 a lot of times. Yeah, because they don't have a server in the Middle East, do they? You use European, EU West, or EU East? You would think, does India not have a server? You never hear about India in gaming. I just thought about that. It's like such a massive population, but I never hear about that. I wonder why that is, or maybe it just doesn't get a lot of press. Okay, Alistar's roaming middle. You would think, like, aren't there like a hell of a lot of people in northern India especially? Like northern India, Pakistan, or do they just play, isn't there like a Southeast Asia server or something? Like Thailand and places like that. Do they have a Turkey server? Yeah, that's true. Yeah, there are people from Turkey. And Israel. Okay, yeah, that's just a bad situation. I think you did get a kill, so that's good, but... I don't think Fiddle's really strong right now. I'm gonna have to look and see. I think Fiddle's... I mean, I don't know statistically what he is, but he seems weak in most of my games. But people may have just... I don't see him very often, and people may just not be playing him correctly. Okay. Yeah. This is kind of like what we talked about last time. You can't really push up... I mean, really, it's too dangerous to push and poke, I think, in this meta most of the time. Like, the tower plate is nice, but it's got a lot of armor and resistances against, Okay, yeah, you gotta run, but... I mean, you maybe could have autoed them a couple more times, but they're full health, so... Okay, yeah, maybe, yeah, go, bait him. The Alistar engage is spooky, though, so... I'll have to see. Do they have it up on Surrender at 20? I can look at the changes after this, before the next game. Yeah, because I know Broken Blade, isn't he from Israel? So I know that they do have an up-and-coming scene there. Yeah, that's true. With the Turkey, Israel, it's not ultra close to Saudi Arabia, but it's probably closer than EU West. Well, not probably, it is 100%, but 120 doesn't even seem that bad, honestly, considering geographically how far away that is. I feel like that's really far away. From Saudi Arabia to EU West. I think that's what Sammy plays on. Okay, nice. Okay, this is it. That was a great rotation, great fight. Watch out for Darius. Darius is gonna flank you, right? Okay, never mind. He just decided not to. Oh, yeah, you should have kept running back the other way towards Nami, I think. You may have died either way, but I think if you ran back towards Nami, you maybe could have gotten away. Oh, if she pulls him. Oh, he should not have turned. Oh, maybe. Okay. Going for the bait. Oh, okay. India has bad internet in general. You would think. I mean, maybe they're still really poor. I thought they were kind of up and coming. Maybe their infrastructure is just really bad. The vast majority of the isn't a lot of the population in the north? I mean, I'm not an expert on current day India. But I feel like it's not that geographically crazy. It feels like China, I mean, China's a lot wealthier than India is, I guess, but China, like, has a lot of people too. I know down in the the middle and the south, they can get pretty rural. I think they're like Bombay is on the coast. Like there are some big cities I think in there, but I think a lot of the population's in the north. I think there's like 4 or 5 mega cities and like along the northern borders. Really? You'd think you'd be able to do something with that many people. I don't know. I mean, maybe... I've wondered why there's not more, like, manufacturing and stuff like that in India. Maybe it's because a lot of it is the technology. Like, there's some, but it's like, why does China have, like, all of it? Right? You know, there's been talks about supply chain management and, like, diversifying supply chains and stuff. Oh, that was bad. Yeah. This is another case of y'all are just... You're overextending to try to, like, harass under tower, and that's really just not worth it the vast majority of the time. Because you can get flanked like that, you risk taking tower shots. It's just not worth. So I think pushing in is good, but what you need to do when you push is, you know, go help Mustafa, like, ward up river and jungle, and then just look for something else to do, like, either go take scuttle, or go rotate mid and make a play. If you see the jungler up there, you can maybe try to invade him. Hell, even come back and get these golems. Like, Trundle's not really farming the golems that much. Like, you could just push in a tower and then just back up and go get the golems. Golems are worth, like, 2 waves. They're huge. Maybe not quite that much, but they're worth a lot. So you could go back, grab the golems. You could, if you do want to try to kill them, you could push up, get a control ward, and just, like, sit in this bush, like, act like you're walking out this way to go to river, and then just swoop back around and hide in this bush, and usually they'll walk up when the wave comes in, because they'll think you either rotated or backed. So, yeah, all of those are better options than trying to harass under tower. So I do like pushing, I do like getting the priority, I think that's a good call, but you just gotta find something more productive to do with that priority. And I know Alistar's roaming too to kind of, so y'all want to punish that. I guess you just, but like just hit the tower. Like don't worry about her. Just kill this tower. Like, you know all of them are up there, so this time it's like... Okay, y'all got her. But now it's going to take one more wave to get the tower. Like, you killed her, but it caught... Well, I guess you got it anyways. That time it worked out. So, it it does work out sometimes, but... I feel like y'all could have had that tower down a long time ago. If you really wanted to do that, if you really wanted to get the tower while they're roaming, instead of messing around with her, just hit the tower. But... Nice, good job, Jolty. Damn, that sucks. Broadband's a luxury, even in the big cities. Jeez. You have that much manpower. And, like, they have relative political stability, too. Like, when you have that many people and you have relative political stability, like, you have pretty good alliances with Western people at that, like... I don't know. I feel like... Surely, I mean, I don't know why there aren't, like, more, factories or just something rolling up there. It'd be fascinating to look at why China has so much of that stuff, when it historically has been a lot more sort of antithetical to, Western ideas and Western influence. A lot more than India. India is a democracy, and they just have a lot more, I think, in common politically and ideologically with the West. But yet China is the place. I mean, I guess they just had... I don't know. I kind of want to read a book. There's probably a book on that. I kind of want to read that, how... Like, why China ended up sort of being the manufacturing capital of the world for the last 20 years. Over somewhere like India, which is pretty much right next door and has a similar workforce in terms of, like, numbers. I mean, political stuff aside, I'm not saying, like... I think that the relationship between China and the U.S. and other places is, like, very nuanced. I don't think China's, like, all evil or anything like that, but I think that having supply chain diversification is important. I mean, even, like, just, the virus or whatever, just something random, knocking out a supply chain in China, like... I guess it is more convenient because China's coast is closer than India's coast, so the shipping cost is probably lower. And having, like, all of your different factories in one place, because I can imagine there's probably, like, a clothing factory that manufactures for 6 different clothing brands or something, potentially. So having all of that, like, centralized does save a lot on transport and logistics, probably. And you don't have to, like, retrain a bunch of different people. So I guess it's, like, really efficient to do that, to try to have it all in one country, if everything's going smoothly, but... I know, that's what's funny, Robert. Yeah, these, like, labels of socialist, communist, and capitalist, I don't know. Because, yeah, China does a lot of stuff that people would consider capitalist, and we're doing a lot of stuff now that people would consider socialist. Like, not allowing any business to fail and just spending trillions and trillions of dollars just bailing out everything with a central bank, Not to say that that stuff is right or wrong. I'm not passing judgment on it. I just think it's amusing that a lot of people are like, oh, socialist is terrible, all this stuff. Capitalist is awesome. And it's like we're critiquing China in many ways that has become very capitalist, and we ourselves are doing lots of socialist stuff with our financial markets. So, I don't know. It's amusing. Oh, okay. We're getting some pretty good answers in chat to some of my questions. Pretty cool. Okay, hold on. Let me slow this down. There's a lot going on there. Alright. I don't want to get too lost. We got to make sure we give Sammy some commentary on the replay here. Even though I do love talking economics a lot. And finance. I didn't really... That's something that I've really realized in my older age that I actually liked quite a bit was, thinking about and discussing economics and finance, and I used to be really against that when I was an undergrad. I was an edgelord. It's like, oh, business majors, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. I'm gonna be a creative writing major or stuff, and that's what I did. And I still like that. I still like my choice. I stand by it. But I think I was just a little too close-minded about just how creative and how interesting economics and finance can be. Okay. You don't know where a lot of them are. They have a really good team fight comp, too. Okay. No, you needed to stay right here, positioned in this little nest and fight. Galio can't come over that wall with his dash. Yeah, you needed to stay in there and just keep autoing a bit more, I think. Oh, that was a nice one. Oh, he didn't knock up, though? He doesn't have his ult. Just keep autoing the closest person. Warwick. You can hit Warwick 1 or 2 more times. Okay. Good. So overall, it was pretty good management. I just, instead of coming around this way, I would have stayed this way. I know you. It seemed like you were probably scared of the Galio coming over this wall at you, but he can't. Like, his little Justice Punch doesn't go through walls. So I think just positioning here and just keep auto attacking. But once you got in there, I think that was pretty solid. That's right, Robert. I just think those two labels as being a dichotomy is just really outdated. Socialist versus capitalist. Like, pretty much every country is going to have elements of both mixed in there. And I think you kind of have to be successful politically and economically. Like, you can't just let everybody die in the street. But at the same time, you got to have motivation and reward individuals for making innovative, creative decisions and taking risk. So I think you got to balance like risk taking and reward with social stability. So I think you need kind of blends of both of those very broad, abstract ideas. Oh, he took it. You know he's taking it. Okay, Fizz is gonna get her though. Yeah, I mean, y'all are winning these fights. Like, they have pretty good with like Darius, Galio. They have pretty good stuff, but like Nami is very good at team fights too. Oh, keep running. Yeah, there you go. Good job. Nice kiting. Oh, you should have kept running towards him instead of back. I mean, he can heal, but. Okay, nice. You got him. Yeah. Hey, what's up, John? Yeah, we got gold a few days ago. I think I got it off stream, maybe 2 or 3 days ago. We were kind of getting close to gold 3 earlier on the on our Smurf account for people that are watching this. I'm D3 on my main with support, but I've been working on jungle a little bit on Smurf. Yeah, a lot of people are talking about moving manufacturing to Mexico. I think that's, for a lot of stuff, that's probably a really good idea. Because it's very close, and historically, I know there's been some friction with Mexico in the last 5 years, but historically, they've been a good ally of the United States. You know, aside from the cartels and those underground functions. But if you give them a lot of jobs, and just like, then they'll have more like money there, they'll have more taxes, you know, they can pay to clean up the police system and stuff like that and crack down on the cartels. So you could be really killing 2 birds with 1 stone. You're eliminating a lot of poverty, so people won't have as much of a reason to go into organized crime. And you're going to have more taxes. And you could potentially, if you have more American interests there, you could justify spending more like U.S. money to go down there and help clean up some of that stuff. So I think that really could help Mexico out a lot. It could help our relationship a lot too, if we did have more jobs in manufacturing in Mexico. And obviously it's super close too. So you could even build out trains and stuff, or like more trains, and the shipping costs would probably be way cheaper than shipping stuff over the Pacific. So the problem is it'll be a little bit more expensive, but with the money you could save on logistics, I don't know. It's obviously super complicated, but I think there's a way you could definitely make that work. Nice. Good job. The intellectual property stuff with China is also like a really big deal. Kind of the spy network they're trying to establish everywhere. But anyways, yeah, and manufacturing is going up in China. Well, let's not get too... I'm trying not to get too political with it, Scott. I'm just trying to talk economical, but... anyways, overall, okay, good game. I think the fights, you know... The positioning, like I said, just kind of put your head down. You did that in a lot of fights and just land as many autos as you can. As far as macro, I think the biggest thing is... You know, we talked about this in the last couple of coaching sessions. I think the biggest thing is just... doing something more productive when you have priority. So instead of harassing them under tower or getting chip damage on the plates, you know, like I said earlier, just try to do something else. Rotate, get deep wards in the jungle. You still need to buy more control wards, I think. You need to always have a control ward on the map in any role. So, you know, try to get scuttle, get deeper vision, contest dragons. If you want to kill them, do the little fake back thing. You know, like I said, look like you're walking towards river, and then as soon as you go out of vision range, loop back around, control ward the bush, and jump them out of the bush. That's a really common tactic. You can also, like I said, just go get golems, or if you're on the other side, go get Gromp. You know, if your jungler's not farming that stuff, and a lot of people, I believe this was a silver game, a lot of people in silver are just not going to farm their camps efficiently. A lot of people in gold don't farm their camps efficiently. You know, if they're not farming that, if they're just like trying to sit top and gank all the time, and that thing's just sitting there for, you know, minutes at a time, just go take it. So just try to find something where you're not going to be pushed up and expose yourself to the jungler, but you're still going to be able to create some extra threat or gain some extra money. But yeah, just the sitting there poking them under tower is usually just not worth it. Like, you might get some kills on him, you might get some damage on him, and that's good, but it's just too risky. And it's like, I think all three of these coaching sessions we've done over the last few days, I think that's been a very common theme, and that's really easy to fix. That's no mechanics. It's just push them into tower, back up, find something else to do. Even if it's just sitting in the bush. You're still creating pressure. Like, when you loop around like that, when you back, because it just creates a sense of fear, right, on the map, too, because they don't know where you are, right? If you have really good vision control in the river, and, you know, you've swept out their bottom bush, you've got a control ward in the bottom bush, they have to respect that a lot of times. Because, you know, the first time when you loop around, I'll guarantee you it works so much. You just back up, act like you're going river, and then just do that little loop. Right? So here, just back up. Let them see you walk this way, right? Like, act like you're walking this way. When they're in the tower, their vision's going to go to about right here. So just back up, act like you're going this way, and then just circle back around, get in this bush, and most of the time, they're going to think you either roamed middle, or they think you backed. Now, they're also going to be spam pinging. If they see you going that way, they're going to spam ping middle. So that's going to make middle scared if they don't have vision, and then middle's going to have to back up and be fearful, right? So it just puts everybody on edge. The enemy team's not going to know what's going on. And then after you kill them out of this bush, you know, maybe next time you roam middle for real, right? So maybe this time they think you're hiding in the bush and they don't ping whenever you go this way. They think you're faking them out again, and then you go up and you roam middle for real and get a kill because, you know, their Galio's pushed up here harassing the Yasuo, right? So just, you know, mix and match. All sorts of things you can do. You can do the fake back. You can just get a back for real and just get better items, get back to the lane with more power, and then whenever they back, because it's going to take them an extra, 15 seconds or so to clear out all the minions and try to get the lane even again, then you're going to get here, with a wave advantage on them, 15 seconds, then that's when you can go in for the plating on tower after you've already backed when they're not there. So there's no threat of you getting ganked. So you can just go up, and that's where you grab the plate, and then just rinse and repeat. Back up, pressure, boom, and do that over and over again. But anyways, overall, I think very good, but I know that you said you wanted some help with macro stuff, and I think that's the biggest thing, is do something better with that pressure. Other than that, I think it was solid. Y'all didn't get Baron that game. You were really far ahead the entire game, so you didn't really need to risk Baron. I think, you had pretty good dragon control overall. But that, they did end up killing you. I think almost every death that you had was from them roaming bottom. So 14-4 was good. You had it down in team fights. It was just when they came down here as a whole gang of people. And that was really spooky. Particularly against a Galio, you got to keep an eye on that Galio if you're in lane, because with Alistar can engage and Galio can ult on top of that. And that's, going to be a problem if you don't have flash. But overall, I think, really solid. Oh, the flashing thing, we've mentioned that, I think, in every video, too, trying to flash forward for those kills, and every time it's just not really worked out. So just be a little more conservative with the flash, and just take a small victory, too, you know what I mean? Like, if they're in the bush, like that, and she's super low, but there's a lot of minions, and Alistar's there, and he just disrupted you, I know it's, like, super frustrating, you want to get that kill, but you can always just save your flash and just start auto-attacking Alistar, right? Then you're going to just run him down. You might even be able to kill the Alistar or force him to flash. He's going to go to at least half health. Kai'Sa's going to be, super low. She's got a back. And then you've got a nice little freeze outside of your tower here. You get to deny them probably 2 or 3 waves of experience and gold. And that right there, you're up a level. You're going to be up, an extra 200, 300 gold. That's really solid. And if you curate the lane properly, you could even get a wave here and then keep it frozen there and then back yourself. Or you could just push them in if you want to do that. Just like hard push, put them in a tower. And a lot of times people might even stay if they're low health. So you could just keep pushing. You could have just like hard pushed the Kai'Sa in if she didn't back. If she did back, she's going to miss CS. But a lot of times she'll stay if you start hard pushing. And then you've got her in the lane the whole time. So you can just over and over again just keep hard pushing until she backs and loses out, and she's never going to be able to fight you at that point. So you can do whatever you want. But anyways, that's going to be it for this video. Thank you very much. Hopefully that helps you out, Sammy. I'm definitely noticing some improvements there. The team fight and the micro is definitely getting there. But anyways, that's going to be it. Thank you very much. Anyone else that wants a coaching session, email me at thestrategyprofessor@gmail.com. Let me know what you have in mind, or stop by the stream on YouTube, usually between about 11 p.m. to 4 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if you want to watch more coaching sessions, I'll have a link in the description. Just click on it. I've got a picture of the champion that I'm coaching in the thumbnail, so you can just kind of flip through the images really quickly in the playlist and see some coaching sessions you might want to listen to. But anyways, that's going to be it. Have a good day. See you next time.